Okay, so let's get around, please. Okay, Alex and Naray, please. Just don't leave your iron. Okay, so the next piece, we have our piece prepared. 19, right? Or let's call it the right name. What's the right name for this piece?
Welt.
Welt, right? Yes. I kind of wanted to go, since we have really 1,000 pieces in here, I wanted to go by number so no one get confused, right? But in reality, let's just remember the right stuff. Welt piece. So let's take our welt piece. Welt piece belongs to the bottom set of the punch holes. We're going to be putting it to the right side. I hope you all remember this from last semester. We worked on that, to the right side. I would like you to cover these 2 punch holes like halfway with your with this piece, centering it, okay? Make sure like center, so you have the equal amount of left on both sides. And I'm going to pin it right where your punch hole is. I'm going to pin exactly where your punch hole is. Perfect. This is perfect, right? So now when you're going to be sewing, I kind of put this for you here, right? So look at this. This is your piece now, right? You're covering your punch holes, right? You're going to be stitching now 1/2 inch away from the folded edge. This is your folded edge. Away, 1/2 inch away. And you're going to be starting and ending 1/2 inch past the drill holes, okay? That's the drill holes is a communication with your sewer. We cannot end our stitching in the drill holes because it's going to be a hole in there, right? You have to go further. Imagine if it's a hole and it's a pocket. Hand goes in, out 5 times, hole, right? So your sewer knows it's the language. It's depending on the size of a pocket. We have sometimes drill holes backed in 1/2 inch, like right now. Sometimes we have 1/4, okay, depending on the size. Okay, and you will be stitching 1/2 inch past the drill hole, okay, 1/2 inch past the drill hole, okay. So, and you will be a back stitch, okay. Okay, so in other words, you're going to be starting 1/2 inch pass and back stitch, all the way past this drill hole, back stitch, 1/2 inch from the fold faces down, okay, fold faces down. After you finish with this guy, let's pretend this is my stitch line right now. Did you bring your piece number 30? Okay, thank you. After you finish with this, what you're going to do, you're going to take your piece number 30, which is facing, pocket facing, okay? Pocket facing is this, okay? So this is welt and this is pocket facing, okay? And we're going to stitch it to the right side of the garment as well, but we have to pin your welt away. So look what we're going to do. We're going to pin your welt away, pin away. Just grab this for a second. I think this is. Was this yours or was this Maya's? This too. Whose did I grab accidentally? That was yours, Maya?
What?
This yellow ones. I think
there were 2 in mine already.
2 is yours, right? I probably grabbed them from here. Okay, this is yours though. Okay, and then you will take this guy and you will bump it. Look at this. When this one is pinned away, you bump it all the way to the crisp of the welt, okay? Bump it and pin it away. And I recommend stitching from the wrong side of the garment. You know why? Because we want to make sure the 2 rows of stitching will be precisely parallel to each other, precisely 1/2 inch. If it's not, your welt pocket is not going to be pretty. Okay, you have to have a window slot open 1/2 inch and you have your welt to be exactly 1/2 inch, okay? So your 1/2 inches in here really will be paying off. So you're going to put the second stitch line precisely parallel to the first, 1/2 inch away, back stitch. Please start and end on the same level, okay? Same level. And after that, we're going to be slashing our triangles, okay? But I would like you, before you slash anything, I would like to see it, okay? Okay, so let's get this one. Ready to slash. After you stitch your piece number 30, the facing and your welt, we're ready to slash, right? So everything is looking like this right now, right? Everything is looking like that. And you probably remember how we slashed last semester. Will come to you easy. You will pin away your facing, you will pin away your welt, okay? And you're going to be slashing pin away. So this is the 2-stitch line. One is holding your facing, one is holding your welt, okay? You're going to be slashing through the middle, and start from the center always. I always like fold in half and just snip in here, okay? Snip in here, and so cut through the middle, slash through the middle, and go only 1/2 inch before your welt and your facing, okay? And then slash right into the corner, coming close to your stitch line, right, coming close to your stitch line, coming close to your stitch line, coming close to your stitch line. Do not cut thread, but come as close as possible. 1/8 is too far. Okay, so you have to end right where the thread is, just without, so make sure you're using something sharp. Hopefully you have nice sharp snippers, right? Okay, then after you cut this, take everything to the, draw everything to the wrong side of the garment, to the wrong side, and press, create a beautiful pocket, okay? Your welt's supposed to take a shape of your slat window now, right? So hopefully everything went good. When you're going to be pressing, make sure press your welt like that and facing down, okay? Facing goes just completely flat down like that, okay? So it's going to be just like that, okay? Then we have triangles to take care of. Remember triangles? Pull your garment away and you have your triangles in here, right? That's these things, right? So we have to stitch triangles to the welt piece only, not to the facing, to the welt piece only. And don't do that, right? Make sure it's nicely like perpendicular, because you're going to be stitching at the base, right here, the base, back and forth, and the base will do how your pocket is crooked or not on the side, okay? So stitch at the base, stitch the other, make sure back stitch, because it's so tiny I kind of go like 2 or 3 times back and forth. The other triangle on the side, okay? Okay, and that's what you will have. This is Maya's pocket. Stitch triangle only to the welt, not to the facing. Next step, you need to top stitch. Top stitch your around your welt. Don't top stitch the top because it's only single welt. We don't need to go top stitch. So you will top stitch from the side, like 1/8 away from the fold lines in here, 1/8 away, bring it to the top, okay? So something looking like that. Okay, 1/8, okay. Okay, and when you top stitching, what's important for us? Accidentally not to include this, because if you include this, you, like the facing, you will stitch your entrance into the pocket. So put this away. When you top stitching, you're top stitching only around your welt. And when you're done with that, let's just do one step. We have to start putting our lining pieces together. First goes mesh lining. Pull this guy away. You're going to put, mesh lining will go to the welt. To the welt, you will put your fuzzy side of your mesh down like this. So you see the mesh is going upwards like that, and you're going to stitch to the welt seam allowance 1/4 inch on a single needle, okay? 1/4 inch on a single needle, just like that, okay? 1/4 inch, just like that, your mesh, and then bring your mesh down, and take your regular lining, piece number 18, and please see, I put that down, right? Because we want our seam to be on the outside of the pocket. We don't want our hand to go into the seams when we put our hand into. Bring this together, 1/2 inch seam allowance, 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then overlock. 1/2 inch seam allowance, then overlock, and after that, just one tiny bitty thing before we go further, a dart. I would like you to stitch your dart, pull it, put your notches together, and we have a drill hole in here. The dart, remember this is a drill hole, is 1/2 inch backed off from the end of the dart. So the dart will end 1/2 inch further, closer to your pocket, okay? So starting here, go all the way 1/2 inch further, okay? That's it. Don't forget to overlock this seam afterwards, okay? You will catch up with this pocket because next class we're going with the next, right? So this is last step for today, very short, right? So look at this. We have our long lining piece now, right? We have our mesh lining, we have our regular lining stitched in here, right? Overlocked. Next step, you just have to press 1/4 inch, and that will remind you we did this pocket in and out last semester, a whole bunch, right? Press 1/4 up on the facing. You see, press 1/4 up on the facing, and then you go. The dart is stitched. And which way do we press dart? Let's remind ourselves.
Towards the crotch area.
Towards the beautiful, towards the crotch area. Crotch area is this, right? Beautiful. So the mass of the dart is pressed that way. After this, you're going to take your lining, nice and straight in here, and unfold until you see your. Oh, be careful.
Today's not my day.
Alex, today's an interesting day for you, I can tell. So unfold your lining until you see this folded edge. Okay? And then you're going to do exactly what we did last semester. You're going to take your so much videotaping going on, right?
No pressure.
Okay.
Alex.
So we will just pin your lining to that crisp of the pressed.
I could see her wanting to laugh, and then
That is
sorry.
funny today, right? Usually you guys keep me some space. No, that's fine. I love it that you do this as long as it helps, right? So look at this. I pinned my lining to the crisp of my facing, because look at this. When I'll put my lining back up, it goes all the way. And now I'm going to stitch. I'm just going to grab them like that, and I will stitch them right into the crisp. Just my lining and this guy, right? And what do we remember? I would like us to brainstorm. What do you remember from last semester on women's pants? What did we do? Okay, we stitched this guy. So what's the next thing? Beautiful. You see, Alex, there's your day today. The sides. You take your sides of your mesh and self, 1/2 inch stitch on a single needle, and then overlock all the way. 1/2 inch stitch on a single needle. You can stitch it only until here, right? Because after that, there's nothing. It's stitched to, right? And then overlock all the way. And there's only one tiny bitty thing left in here. Is your flap. So the fused side goes to the garment. The fused sides go to the garment. Align your notches in here, not notches, I'm sorry, the punch hole holes. Align them, right? Slightly overlap them, but like very little, like 1/8, okay? Overlap them. And I would like you to remember, look at this. Look at our flap. It's slightly longer than your pocket entrance. The flap is always bigger than the pocket entrance because we don't want to see the corners of the pocket, okay? It's bigger than 1/4 combined on both sides. So like 1/8 and 1/8, okay? You're going to stitch 1/2 inch, back stitch, back stitch, back stitch, back stitch, and trim this guy, bring it down like that, bring it down. It beautifully covers our pocket. And you're going to do double top stitch. Double top stitch means you're going to do right in the edge stitch, and then 1/4 away. We're going to be doing a lot of double top stitch. Double top stitch means edge stitch and a quarter away from the edge stitch, okay? So look at this. So your finished one is going to be exactly like that. So it's a tiny bitty steps left, very little homework, but we are, you can turn it off if you want to. Thank you. All right.